Okay, so today we're going to do another CAS video. This one is my all-time favorite Greek goddess. Possibly my favorite overall. Definitely my favorite Greek goddess. She is so cool. It's Hestia. We're doing Hestia. I cut out a fair bit of the eyes because I spent a really long time obsessing over the eyes. So I cut out most of that. But anyway, she's such a cool goddess because, okay, so her whole thing, right, is that she's the goddess of hearth and home, which is in ancient Greece a really big deal, or was a really big deal. You know, that's where all the most important things were done. Like, that's where you would bless a new baby, that's where you would give your offerings to shit. Like, in all the pretty much all the towns, there was supposed to be like one big like, I don't know, kind of a fire pit, kind of a hearth type deal where the flame was never allowed to go out. That was for Hestia. Definitely in like all the, because okay, so she tended to share temples. Like she was in, like there was a space for Hestia in most Greek temples because the hearth was that big a deal. She was, and I'm dead serious on this, the most important Greek goddess for daily life. For a lot of reasons, not a lot is known about her these days. Most of the everything, really, most of the everything got kind of written over and forgotten and whatever, which was 100% a deliberate action by, you know, invaders from the north and that kind of thing. But anyway, so a lot of times Hestia is called the goddess of opposites, which I think is really, really cool. You know, it starts out, right? The first really bit of that is that she was the firstborn out of that, like, awful Titan family. So she was the first one eaten, which means she was also the last one, like, air quotes, regurgitated. So she was born first and born last at the same time, which is where the first and last title comes from. But also, so she used to be one of the 12, like, main Olympians, right? And she had a seat at their big table. And then some of the younger gods started getting more power, and they were like, dude, like, we want to be part of this fucking thing too, but for some reason there could only be a certain number of them at a time. And so she gives up her seat, right? She's like, oh, you know, I don't want to cause trouble for my family, so you can have it. But then she takes the seat at the hearth, which is, like I previously mentioned, the most important one. And that means that she gets first pick of every single offering. So offerings were made at the start of the meal and then again at the end. So she gets double what everybody else gets and first pick. And so that's, you know, a little thing there. And the thing is, a lot of times that gets written over as being like, oh, submissive and whatever. Actually, no, that was a really smart move, calculated. People that are like actual professors and shit who've done real studying on this all agree. She was like, okay, we're gonna solve this problem and I'm not gonna lose out. And then, so she was one of the most, like, I don't know, cherished, I guess, goddesses. She did not get in fights with anybody. No one had a problem with Hestia. Even if they were in the middle of, like, a whole thing, if she showed up and was like, maybe we should take a break, they usually would. Like, that was her whole thing. Peacemaker. And on top of that, she was so, okay, so at one point, two gods want to marry her. Apollo is one of them, and I'm pretty sure the other one was, like, Ares. And they're about to get into, like, a huge snit over it, you know, getting ready to really go crazy. And so, oh, my god, I forgot to cut that out. Okay. Getting ready to really get out of hand over it. And, so she goes over and, like, swears on Zeus, the king of the gods, that she's never gonna get married. And there's two things there. So the first thing is that now there's not going to be all-out war between these two gods, which is always a plus, because men are dumb across the board, and so male Greek gods are dumb. And also super powerful and affect other people's lives. So she stops that from happening. And then also, female goddesses, when they get married, tend to lose out a fair amount on like the power and everything that they had before, so that's no longer an issue for her. And so she becomes one of the, I think, 3 maiden goddesses. Yeah, one of the 3. And you know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this concept, but 3 is the number of power, so there's that too. Just a couple reasons why I think she's so cool. Plus, she really never, pretty much every single god and goddess in sort of Greek, like, I don't know, mythology, I guess, occasionally goes on a rampage and causes huge amounts of trouble for a whole bunch of people. She never does that. Not even once. I'm being so for real with you guys. Like, that's her whole thing, is that she's nice. And I think that's cool. Obviously, there's other aspects to everything, and, you know, nice isn't always the right answer, and blah, 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 blah. But I think it's cute that she's nice. I think being nice is a good thing to be. A short explanation for her outfit. A lot of times in sort of Greek mythology, she's portrayed as dressing very modestly, you know, not really showing any skin, whatever. But what that was is that it was like, you know, a whole, like, deliberately being very, like, non-seductive or whatever type deal. And so, instead of going, like, just draping her in heavy cloth, I decided to just go for, like, sort of, like a kind of immature type look, I guess. Just, you know, not really, like, sexy, not very grown-up, just, she's just chillin'. The reason her eyes are like that is because I wanted them to look kind of like fiery eyes. Because, you know, again, her whole thing is like the home and the hearth, and there's a lot of fire involved with the hearth, because it's basically just a big fireplace. A big fireplace. And so again, like, I went kind of light on the makeup, I think. Yeah, I went pretty light on the makeup. I didn't give her much in the way of, like, accessories or jewelry. You know, again, the hair. I don't think red hair was super common in ancient Greece, but I really liked how it looks, and also, again, kind of fire-ish. I love, 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 love this hair, and I pretty much never use it, even though it is so great. Here's what I was looking through, thinking about, like, accessories that I might give her. I couldn't really, okay, because I wanted her to have kind of a crown thing type going on, because, you know, like a goddess or whatever, but I couldn't decide. I eventually went with this one. I think I might have looked at some others, but this is the one I went with in the end, because I think it's very cute. Also, I didn't used to be very into, like, body blush on Sims, but the one I put on her is, I think, very, very cute, and it is available on my Tumblr blog. All that being said, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see all of you next time. Oh, really quick, the Hestia trait that I'm about to put on, that can be downloaded somewhere. I looked for it specifically. I actually downloaded it before I even decided to make this video. Oh, and that ring that looks like a rose on fire, oh my gosh, so cool. That, I'm almost positive, is on my Tumblr blog. Anyway, I was saying goodbye. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.